Hello everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to have you here as we explore a fascinating case study. On this first slide, we introduce the topic, Preparing for Uncertainty, how Shell uses scenario planning to shape people's strategy. This is a must-learn for students, faculty, and industry stakeholders alike. We'll discuss how Shell's innovative approach to scenario planning shows how HR can evolve from a support role into a strategic partner. We'll look at key lessons in workforce agility, future readiness, and how to navigate uncertainty in today's volatile global markets. Over the next slides, we'll dive deeper into these insights and explore how they can be applied across different contexts. Let's get started. Shell operates in one of the world's most unpredictable industries, where multiple forces come together to create unprecedented challenges for strategic workforce planning. As we look at the energy landscape today, we see shifting consumer demands driving changes in how energy is produced and consumed. At the same time, renewable energy sources are intensifying competition, pushing traditional players to adapt quickly. Technological advances are transforming operations, making processes more efficient but also more complex. Industry disruption is happening at a rapid pace, forcing companies to rethink their strategies constantly. Climate regulations are becoming stricter, adding new compliance pressures. Geopolitical tensions can impact supply chains and market stability, while oil price fluctuations create volatility that's hard to predict. All these factors contribute to an overall uncertain energy landscape, making workforce planning more challenging than ever. Understanding these forces is key to navigating the future and ensuring resilience in our industry. Let's now look at how we're preparing our workforce for this ongoing transformation. One key aspect is reskilling initiatives, which are essential to equip our employees with new skills needed in this evolving landscape. Ensuring leadership continuity is also critical. We need to identify and develop future leaders to maintain stability and growth. Succession planning plays a vital role here, helping us prepare the right talent to step into key roles seamlessly. Building organizational resilience is about creating a workforce that can adapt quickly to change and bounce back from setbacks. This ties into change readiness, making sure everyone is prepared and confident to navigate transformations. To stay ahead, we are also focused on predicting the skills required across different future scenarios, which informs our talent forecasting efforts. Aligning talent with our evolving business needs ensures we have the right people in the right roles at the right time. Workforce planning helps us prepare for multiple future scenarios, giving us flexibility and agility. Leadership development is a cornerstone of this approach, ensuring our leaders are equipped to guide us through uncertainty. And all of this is part of Shell's broader approach, our scenario planning revolution, which is fundamentally about thinking ahead and preparing strategically for a variety of possible futures. This comprehensive approach helps us not just adapt, but thrive in a rapidly changing world. Let's take a closer look at how Shell's integration of scenario planning has transformed the role of HR. Traditionally, HR was seen mainly as an operational support function, handling administrative tasks and reactive responses. But with scenario planning, we've elevated HR to a much more strategic position. Now, HR acts as a key driver of business strategy and helps create a competitive advantage. This shift means HR is no longer just about support, it's about proactively shaping the organization's future. You can see this evolution in the move from traditional, reactive functions to a more strategic, scenario-driven approach. It turns HR into a true business partner, actively engaging in strategic planning and organizational transformation. This kind of proactive planning helps us anticipate changes and position the organization to respond effectively. It's about moving from simply reacting to circumstances to actively shaping them. So, in essence, Shell's approach shows how integrating scenario planning elevates HR from being just operational support to a strategic partner, playing a vital role in driving organizational success and maintaining competitive advantage. Now, let's look at some of the key challenges we face when trying to adapt quickly to changing global conditions. First up is scenario agility. It's crucial that we can rapidly update our plans as the landscape shifts, ensuring we stay relevant and responsive. Next, we have the question of how to invest in capabilities when predictions remain unclear. This is where a flexible reskilling strategy becomes vital, so we can build agility into our workforce without committing to rigid forecasts. Then, there's the concern about employee anxiety. Managing workforce concerns around potential disruptions is essential. Open communication and support systems help us maintain morale and trust during uncertain times. Matching workforce capabilities with uncertain future requirements is another challenge. Skills need to evolve in tandem with the changing demands, which calls for continuous skills alignment. Finally, we need to ensure that our leadership prioritizes time-intensive scenario planning exercises. Engaged and proactive leaders are key to navigating complex HR challenges and guiding us through these uncertain waters. All of these points tie back to our overall goal: building a resilient, adaptable organization that can thrive amid unpredictability. Let's take a closer look at some of the critical strategic decisions facing Shell today. First, should HR develop analytics-driven monitoring systems to identify emerging skill gaps early on? The idea here is to leverage data to anticipate where the talent needs will arise so we can proactively address them. This kind of early warning system can help us stay ahead of the curve and ensure our workforce is always equipped for future challenges. Next, should Shell promote cross-functional careers to boost adaptability? Encouraging employees to move across different departments not only enhances their skills, but also helps us challenge traditional organizational structures. This flexibility is essential in a rapidly changing energy landscape, where agility can be a key competitive advantage. Moving on, should Shell revamp its leadership development programs around scenario-based decision-making? Given the increasing complexity of the industry, traditional leadership training might not be enough. Instead, we need to prepare leaders to navigate uncertain and dynamic environments by simulating real-world scenarios and fostering critical thinking. Finally, should Shell heavily invest in reskilling for renewables, even as fossil fuels still generate the majority of our revenue? It's a delicate balance. While fossil fuels remain a significant part of our business, the industry is shifting. Investing in renewables now helps us position ourselves for long-term growth and sustainability, ensuring we're not left behind as the energy transition accelerates. All of these decisions are interconnected and reflect our broader strategic theme: staying adaptable and forward-thinking in a constantly evolving energy market. Adaptive leaders excel in volatile, uncertain environments. When things are unpredictable, it's crucial to have leaders who can adapt quickly and make decisions with agility. These leaders are able to navigate through chaos and guide their organizations effectively, maintaining resilience even when the ground shifts beneath their feet. Leadership in such uncertain times requires flexibility, resilience, and a mindset open to continuous learning. Moving on, we see that reskilling and mobility are vital for increasing organizational resilience. By investing in reskilling our workforce and encouraging mobility within the organization, we can better prepare for unforeseen challenges. This approach ensures that our teams are versatile, capable of taking on new roles, and ready to respond to changing demands. Next, let's talk about workforce agility. It's about planning for multiple possible futures at once. Instead of betting on a single outcome, organizations create flexible strategies that can adapt as circumstances evolve. Scenario planning is a key tool here. By imagining different future scenarios, we can develop robust plans that keep us resilient no matter what happens. Finally, HR has a proactive role to play. It's essential that HR anticipates future workforce challenges before they become critical issues. This means strategic HRM, thinking ahead, planning for talent needs, and developing skills that will be necessary down the line. By doing so, HR helps ensure the organization remains adaptable and prepared for whatever the future holds. To sum up these concepts, adaptive leadership, reskilling, scenario planning, and strategic HR are all interconnected. They form a comprehensive approach to managing uncertainty and building resilience, which ties back to our overall theme of thriving in a rapidly changing world. Let's talk about how we can adjust our workforce strategies accordingly. As the landscape shifts, it's crucial to adapt quickly and stay ahead. This means tracking which scenario is emerging by closely monitoring key indicators that signal changes in the industry. Once we identify the scenario, we can design targeted responses tailored to each one. Building flexible strategies is essential. Creating distinct future narratives helps us visualize possible outcomes and prepares us for different possibilities. Developing scenarios involves mapping out the external forces that are shaping our industry, whether they're technological, economic, or social factors. To do this effectively, we need to identify the drivers behind these forces, so we understand what's really influencing the landscape. All of this fits into our scenario planning framework, which helps us stay proactive rather than reactive. By continuously adjusting our strategies based on these insights, we position ourselves to navigate uncertainty confidently and seize opportunities as they arise. Let's now move on to some critical discussion questions that really tie together the themes we've explored so far. These questions challenge us to think deeply about how HR can effectively prepare for uncertain scenarios. First, how can HR quantify organizational preparedness for these unpredictable events? It's about developing metrics and indicators that accurately reflect a company's resilience and readiness. Then, should companies be investing in reskilling their workforce before disruption actually occurs? Proactive investment can give us a competitive edge, but it requires foresight and strategic planning. Next, how should HR address employee concerns about future disruptions? Open communication and support systems are key to maintaining morale and trust during uncertain times. Moving to the Indian context, can Indian companies adopt scenario-based workforce planning effectively? Cultural nuances and market dynamics play a role here, but the potential benefits are significant. Lastly, why is scenario planning so essential for energy companies navigating the energy transition? Because these firms face complex, fast-changing environments, and scenario planning helps them anticipate and adapt to those changes proactively. These questions are at the heart of building resilient, adaptable organizations in today's volatile landscape. Let's take a moment to reflect on Shell's scenario planning journey. It really shows us that organizations which prepare for multiple futures are in the best position to thrive, no matter which scenario actually unfolds. This approach allows us to stay flexible and resilient in an ever-changing environment. One key takeaway is the importance of elevating HR to a strategic business partner. When HR is involved in shaping the future, it helps us align talent and workforce strategies with broader business goals. Partnering strategically is also crucial. By working closely across departments and with external partners, we can better anticipate challenges and seize opportunities. Investing in workforce adaptability and continuous learning is vital. In a rapidly shifting landscape, our people need to be agile and ready to acquire new skills quickly. Building agility isn't just about processes, it's about mindset. Viewing multiple futures as strategic opportunities enables us to innovate and pivot more effectively. And embracing uncertainty becomes a strength rather than a weakness. When we accept that the future is unpredictable, we can better prepare our organizations for whatever comes next. Ultimately, this journey of scenario planning is about preparing your organization for tomorrow, ensuring that no matter what the future holds, you're ready to thrive.